It's funny. I did a short a day or two ago about how, man, if you look at how Zach has these random outbursts, like a child throwing a very, very massive and violent temper tantrum from, tearing up Belinda's place, the number of fights he's gotten into with the likes of Hayden and Aaron. I mean, when he's gotten into it with Aaron, they've torn apart like a restaurant, flipping over tables and stuff. And Karen's apartment, they tore that up. And when he was upset at Fatima when they broke up in the season, what was it, either the mid-season finale or the episode 12 of season 2, basically right in the middle of season 2, he didn't, put hands on Fatima, but he pretty much threw a lot of stuff, breaking it at, his own house. So combine that with Fatima when she gets that baseball bat and goes around busting up people's cars and, the inside of their houses. Put these two hotheads together and they have a kid, and that baby's probably going to have a lot, and I mean a lot, of anger management issues. I mean, some people in the comments of the short said, I don't know, Jeremy. I mean, it's quite possible that the baby turns out all right. Two things can be true. That is very true. It's like, hey, just because, two addicts have a baby doesn't mean their baby's going to be addicted to substances and drugs and whatnot. I mean, that's true too. But I mean, in the context of the show being, well, a TV show, it would be pretty wild if, their baby is like, their terrible twos is, oh man, unlike anything anyone has seen before. And I think the funny part about speculating about the temperament of their future child together is how this baby is going to interact with their siblings. As, we don't know if it's a boy or girl, but you have Michael, who's the son of Zach and Heather. Then you have this unspecified child, because we don't know. Again, we don't know the gender of the baby, but we have a baby created by Zach and Fatima. Then you have a pair of girls created by Zach and Karen, along with Aaron and Karen. So can you imagine how unpredictable the play dates will be? And I'm not even just talking about when they're kids, but I mean, when they get a little older, when they're adolescents, maybe even like preteens and whatnot. And we don't know how the co-parenting situation is going to unfold as these children get older. I mean, will Karen finally completely mellow out and accept, Zach and Fatima's relationship, and further solidifying the fact that they aren't getting back together, her and Zach, and she learns to accept Aaron's help, and who knows, maybe they'll be together. I don't know, but in any case, imagine if, and I don't want this to happen, but imagine the worst case scenario where Karen is still talking crap about Fatima, and saying like, is, what, your daddy's out there with another woman with his own family and forgot about you. It's like he doesn't spend as much time with you as he does with Michael, or his own kid with Fatima, and this, that, and the third. And maybe that child, well, who knows, maybe both of those little girls will be sort of like, in their feelings about the fact that they have two separate dads, but not only that, their mom was pregnant by two men at the same time. Like, how will they look at Karen? What if Karen tries to tell them about, being careful who they date and, not sleeping around and stuff? Like, well, mama, who are you to talk? You're the one who was knocked up by two men at once. I mean, I'm not trying to predict the future here, which then again, I kind of do that. Even when I'm wrong, I do try to theorize and predict. But can you imagine a series, oh man, that would be pretty wild. What if we had like an episode where, let's say, I don't know, Zach, Fatima, or Karen, or whoever has like a nightmare of what it's like maybe 13 years or so in the future, where all the kids are teenagers. I think at that point, Michael would be like, well, he's only 3, so he wouldn't be that much older. But yeah, that would be a wild episode. Like, like a dream where it's like even a 2-parter where you have Zach and Fatima and Aaron and Karen, and then the kids are teenagers, seeing what their dynamic is. And it's a nightmare that this should be a Karen. This should either be a Karen nightmare or a Fatima nightmare, where she's like thinking about like, oh, this is what my life will be if I stay with Zach, or Karen having a nightmare like this and realizing that she doesn't want this kind of future for herself and her children, so she needs to do better. But unfortunately, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, because guess what? That's going to mean Karen stands up and accepts the one thing she's been allergic to this entire series, along with the majority of the sisters and female characters in general: accountability. Just imagine if she sees that, you know, her bitterness and whatnot towards Zach and Fatima, and her resentfulness towards Aaron, that's coming back to haunt her by the way her daughters turn out. And I talk about the kids because imagine if there's some resentfulness, not just towards, you know, the girls and their mom, but, you know, Zach. Like, what if Aaron is such a good dad that maybe the daughter that Zach has with Karen kind of wishes that Aaron was her real dad, because even though Zach is a good father, I mean, his like, you know, attention is kind of split 3 ways between herself, Michael, and the kid that's with Fatima, or, you know, he has with Fatima. Because even though Zach is her father, it's not like she's going to live with him full time. Michael is living with Zach and Fatima full time. The kid they have is going to live with them full time, but the daughter that Zach has with Karen will not. And I don't give a crap about what was said in season 7 about how these twins are a package deal and all. No. Zach is the father of one of those kids, not both. And I think that there's also going to be the resentfulness of, let's say if Aaron and Karen don't end up together, which honestly, I feel like Karen will probably settle for Aaron. I honestly do. Aaron and Karen's daughter will see, you know, how they love on each other and whatnot. But then Zach's daughter might feel some kind of way. It's like, well, how come you're loving on this woman instead of, you know, my mom? That there's so much of a different kind of character dynamic that could be shown there, where, hey, you know what? It could be like a multi-person dream where, like, everybody, you know, it's like something that happens in shows and movies where, you know, it's nighttime, everybody's asleep, and maybe they're all having the same dream, but from a different perspective. And I think this could be a real wake-up call. So I know Tyler is writing the show, but the new people in charge, this could be a really great way of giving fans a massive time skip. It's kind of like, you know, watching Rugrats, and they did that special where they're all grown up, and the next thing you know, that became a series. But I would love to see what that's like, to see an older Zach, Fatima, Aaron, Karen, and we can like visit in with the other sisters. Like, you know, let's say, oh, hey, it's our godmoms, and, you know, we have Sabrina and Danny coming by to visit Karen's daughters, and, you know, we'll see what Auntie Andy is like with the babies, and, you know, her going over to Zach and Fatima. So, hey, this is a great idea. This is a great idea because I made it up, but seriously. And also another thing is, like, even when the kids start to argue, going back to the whole point of this video, Zach and Fatima's temper tantrums possibly passing down to their own child. And you know, I have no doubt in my mind that Karen's daughters are going to have some smart mouths like their mom. Imagine if the kid that she has with Zach talks some slick mess towards the child of, well, Michael, and the child of Zach and Fatima, says something slick about Fatima. You know they're going to get busted in the face. It's going to be crazy because you'll see Zach and Fatima's kid. Let's just say it's a girl. I would hate to have a boy hitting a girl. So let's just say Zach and Fatima have a daughter. That daughter will bust Karen and Zach's daughter across the mouth for talking slick about, you know, her mom. The same way fans have wanted Fatima to beat the crap out of Karen for running her mouth and disrespecting her, but the only pass she got was due to the fact that that's Andy's best friend and she's pregnant. So that would be really wild. So, hey, spread this video around. I like this idea. So like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. I really want to get your thoughts on this one.